Okay, here I have Turntable and Windows 10 and Audacity, and I have one computer here. Now we move on this side. I have another turntable, and I have Windows 10 and I have Audacity on this. Okay, right now it's set for this computer, and the turntable is on, and well, it's working. So you could see before I record anything, I have pause on and I have the record button on, and here is the recording level, and there's just a little bit of noise, which I could live with. And I'm using Realtek codec, okay, and my recording level's relatively low. If I put a record on, I mean, it's about 45%. If I put a record on, it's just about perfect. It comes up to between -6 and 0, somewhere in there. So this one I don't have to turn up. The playback is through this Yamaha integrated amplifier, and it's using the optical input for sound for this setup right here. Now, on this side, I have a turntable here. Doesn't matter the brand. I mean, I'm just trying to show you what's going on here. Okay, cartridges on, everything. And if I switch the input to line 1, which is this computer down here, this Audacity and this turntable, we could see it's getting a lot of noise. Now both of these turntables are using the same preamp, which is this one here. If I touch this ground screw or put a wire to it, doesn't help. As you could see, I'm getting almost the recording level of ground interference noise. Okay, so on this one, the reason why it's not so bad, I've got the same preamp. I have a ground. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. I have a ground loop isolator on this. So if I turn it back to that input, it's all gone. If I take this ground loop isolator out and just run the preamp output straight into the computer, there was a lot of noise, but not as bad as this one right here. So man, that's ridiculous. And I'll tell you, I mean, I'm not trying to, downgrade this preamp, because it does work pretty good, but if I unplug it, there's no more ground noise. So, it took a while to find everything. Now, I'm thinking if I switch this to the built-in preamp, it's probably going to do the same thing, but I don't think as bad as that. I mean, that's a lot of ground noise. So what I'm thinking is just get a ground loop isolator for this. If any of you guys know out there, does a ground loop isolator degrade your sound? Like, do you lose frequencies on it? Does it make it more of a flat signal, like, where it loses some, similar to how a CD isn't as good as a vinyl LP? I mean, does it lose sounds? Or is a ground loop isolator perfectly acceptable to put on an average system like this? I mean, it's not $10,000 setup, but it's not a super cheap thing you'd buy at a department store either. So yeah, just let me know if you guys wonder the best way to get rid of that noise. I have the volume turned down right now. I can't stand it. But that's a lot of noise. I mean, a lot. So, and this here is all the way up higher. If I use Microsoft's high definition codec, well, excuse me a second. I had Microsoft on here, and I had to set the recording level quite higher. Then when I put Realtek high definition codec on, I was able to bring this down some. It seemed like it amplified the signal. Whether that has to do with the optical output that's running on here or compared to a line level input, maybe that's the case. But anyhow, by putting Realtek on here and then bringing the recording level down to about 45%, like I said, when I put a record on, I'm able to, at this recording level, I'm able to have it, just past -6 here, which is kind of where you want it for recording. But being able to bring it down to here is really reducing any kind of noise. Now let's turn it up. Let's see what kind of noise comes out of it. I'm going to switch it back to this setup here for audio. Okay, and I've done that. Now I have the receiver up all the way, the volume all the way. Okay, you're going to get a little bit of hum, as you can hear, a little bit of hum in the speakers, but that's normal, and that's cranked all the way. So if I bring it down to a normal level, I don't hear nothing. I mean, this is great. This ground loop isolator worked good. Whether that's I'm losing sounds with that thing, I don't know, but we'll see. It's got 2 wires here. I tried attaching one at a time in both of these supposed ground wires on the ground loop isolator to this. Maybe that's not gonna, or I should put it to the receiver. I don't think it's gonna help. I mean, this thing is kind of noisy. I mean, it's a good preamp, but as soon as you plug the darn thing in, and why Audio Technica give you these basic cables? I mean, all you guys that have this turntable probably hate that. But from the ground loop isolator, I mean, I have Audio Quest cord, which is expensive, and that's going into the computer there. So that's about the best I can do with this. But I'm sorry, excuse me. This works fine. Yeah, this one is full of noise. I mean, look at that. Wow. I mean, if I want to record this noise, as a song, I mean, it's almost up to, where it would be, nice and audible. So, all right, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any suggestions.